What up? Hey, everybody! YouTube Live. How's it going? On another hot Sunday, Southern California afternoon. Oh, man. All right, before we start with our show today, we're going to discuss some topics from the entertainment news from this past week. Um, Tomorrow is the Primetime Emmy Awards. Oh, I hate it when they happen on a Monday. Because Mondays get busy, man. That's what the song Manic Monday. We got a lot of shit to do. On In the evening tomorrow, I have the House with a Clock in Its Walls press screening, so I might catch only the first hour of the Emmys. Just want to see how well the two hosts would be, Colin Jost and Michael Shea, who host the Saturday Night Live's weekend update. They're pretty funny. At least I think so. But we'll see how, or whether or not that fun it can translate to hosting an Emmy situation. So, but yeah, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard, is the, I forgot the exact number, the annual number, but it's the Primetime Emmy Awards. So here's to hoping the best to all the winners. Let me just mention right now on my social media that I am now live, so everybody can know and everybody can chime in and everybody can share their thoughts to the topics at hand if they want to. I am now live at youtube.com/ramascreen1. Oh, there's some few topics. Oh, before we get to the first topic, next week is also the start of the 2018 Los Angeles Film Festival. Oh, I'm so excited. They moved it this year from June to September. I hope it's not a permanent move. I really don't want a Los Angeles Film Festival to stay in September, because September is already crowded. It has, what was it earlier this month? Was it Venice? Venice Festival, Telluride Festival, Toronto Festival. So those guys, take up all the spotlight. And for somebody who covers LA Film Festival regularly every year, I don't want LA Film Festival to just, kind of like get the leftovers of the attention. And I don't want it to be in the crowded month of June either. Every year it always clashes with Dances with Films, which I also cover. So maybe somewhere in August. There's not much going on in August. It's always a slow month there. I don't know. There's something for the coordinators of the LA Film Festival to think about for next year. But yeah, next week it starts. I will be. Oh yeah, I have a full schedule for LA Film Festival. I'll be interviewing lots and lots of talents there. So make sure you go check out all my video interviews at youtube.com/ramascreen1. I'll be also covering some of the red carpets and also be screening some of the movies for review purposes. So yeah, it's gonna be stoked. It's right, on our backyard here in Los Angeles. It's gonna be awesome. The first topic at hand. Oh, as a fan of Superman, as you know, Superman is my favorite superhero of all time, specifically Christopher Reeve. Now, I already gave you my thoughts about the departure of Henry Cavill this past week, so you can check out my video there. But I'm going to elaborate some more about that in the second topic. But the first topic is regarding the small screen version of Superman. I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. It's that kid from Teen Wolf series, Tyler Hecklin. I apologize. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. So he played Superman in Supergirl series, season 2. He showed up in a couple of episodes as the Man of Steel, and now he's coming back. He's coming back, yay! And not necessarily in the Supergirl series. He's coming back as Superman, Superman, in the upcoming crossover event. You know how every year CWB, CW or WBTV or DCTV, whatever you want to call it, they have a big Arrowverse crossover event. So this year, Tyler Hacklin, however you pronounce his name, he's coming back as Superman for those episodes only. And not only him, uh, one of my favorite iconic characters, because I grew up a DC fan. No offense to Marvel. I love Lois Lane. I think she is a strong, feisty, hot female character. Love her to death over the years. So they have cast actress Elizabeth Tullock to play Lois Lane. Um, Not only that, this past week they're cranking up the casting info. They also have actress Cassandra Jean Amel to play Mr. Freeze's wife, Nora Fries. Now, Mr. Freeze or Victor Fries is played by another guy in the series Gotham, but Gotham doesn't cross over to the Arrowverse on the CW. So not sure yet if they're gonna cast somebody in the role of Mr. Freeze, or they're just gonna have Nora Fries there show up for some reason. Maybe the story for this crossover event only requires only requires her. It doesn't require Mr. Freeze's appearance. Not sure how that's gonna play out. By the way, fun fact: Cassandra Amel. Let's just call her that. Cassandra Amel is the wife of actor Stephen Amell. All right, Stephen Amell is the guy who plays Arrow, aka Oliver Queen. So he's keeping it in the family, man. Keep it in the family. Um, Maybe she'll have a scene or two with Arrow. Wouldn't that be nice? Um, I remember back in the day, uh, Bill Bixby, the late great Bill Bixby, who played the Incredible Hulk. I grew up watching the reruns of the Incredible Hulk TV series, the live action series, and I believe his wife showed up in a few of the episodes in one of the seasons of the Incredible Hulk. Um, in real life, her life ended tragically, but that's another topic for another time. But it's always nice sometimes, when you see actual couples kind of share on screen time like this. So it's like it makes you want to go, "Aw." So we'll see how Nora Fries will play into the story, and Lois Lane as well, and Superman, played by Tyler Hoechlin, in the CW Arrowverse crossover event. I want to make sure I get that right. The CW Arrowverse crossover event that starts with, I believe it starts with, I have the note here, the Flash episode on Sunday, December 9th. And then it continues with Arrow episode on Monday, December 10th. And then it concludes with Supergirl episode on Tuesday, December 11th. Now, unfortunately, one of my other favorite shows, DC's Legends of Tomorrow and Black Lightning, are not going to be part of this year's crossover. Yep. It sucks, man. They get benched this year. Not sure why. Probably has to do with the story, as I said earlier. How they fit into that. But as you know, I'm a big fan of DC Legends of Tomorrow because of Katie Lotz. Oh my God, I have the hugest crush on Katie. She plays the Canary. I'm sorry, not Canary. Yeah, Canary, right? Yeah, Sarah Lance. There you go, the White Canary. So, we're not gonna see them play with the Flash and play with the Arrow team and the Supergirl team, but it's okay. But you can brace yourself because um, not only Lois Lane is arriving, not only is Superman arriving, not only is Nora Fries arriving, but it's gonna be also the epic debut of Batwoman, played by actress Ruby Rose. Now I've shared my thoughts about Ruby Rose as Batwoman in the upcoming crossover in the previous video, so you can check it out there. I still have my doubts about her as an actress, but as I said time and time again, I want to give her the shot. If she can prove me wrong, if if she has taken up, I don't know, some kind of a coaching or whatnot to improve her acting, by the time she plays Batwoman, hey, more power to her. All right, because that's what matters to me. You know, the performance, and whether or not she does Batwoman justice. So right now, I'm keeping my expectations low. But yeah, so once again, to recap, Lois Lane as Nora Fry's Superman and Batwoman will all show up in this year's the CW Arrowverse crossover event. Which leads me to my next thing before we get to the next topic. I want to let you in on, since I mentioned to you that Lois Lane is one of my favorite comic book characters ever. I want to give you a list of my all-time favorite Lois live-action Lois Lanes. All right, not the voice acts of the animated series or the animated movies. We're just gonna stick to the live-action version. Um, my number one favorite Lois Lane is Margot Kidder, the late great Margot Kidder, whom we lost earlier this year. Um, Loved her to death. As you know, I'm a big fan of Superman, the Christopher Reeve version. So it's it goes without saying that I love Margot Kidder as well. The second one is Terry Hatcher. Now, her portrayal of Lois Lane is just so spot on. You know, like she doesn't take a crap from nobody, and I love that about Terry Hatcher's depiction of Lois Lane in the 90s series Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman. My third favorite Lois Lane is Erica Durance. Yep, that beautiful Canadian actress who played Lois Lane for about, I want to say, 7 seasons of the 10 seasons of Smallville. And I loved her, man. I loved her version of Lois Lane. It's like, oh, like she she knows how to press Clark's buttons. Let's just put it that way. For the better part of those 7 seasons, she always banters with Clark about all kinds of things, and it's always entertaining to see them, bantering. And my fourth favorite Lois Lane. So number one is Margot Kidder of all time, Terry Hatcher, Erica Durance, Kate Bosworth. Number fourth. Now, I must say, I wasn't too crazy. The first time I watched Superman Returns, I wasn't too crazy about Kate Bosworth's version of Lois Lane. Um, having rewatched the movie again, second time or third viewing, she kind of warmed up to me. Now, I blame the script. I blame how it's not Brandon Routh's fault that Superman Returns was uneventful. That's the word I always use to describe Superman Returns. It's very uneventful. You got to admit, there's not much going on or happening in that movie. Um, but it's not Brandon's or Kate's fault, in my, at least in my opinion. Um, Given the right, or given another kind of storyline, I think she would have knocked that out of the park, no doubt. The next favorite Lois Lane is Noel Neal. When I was a kid growing up in Indonesia, I mean the TV there show reruns of the black and white George Reeves Superman series, and so I do have a recollection of Noel's um, version. Ah, I have a brain fart there, of Lois Lane, and I like it. I enjoyed it. The last, or the least favorite, my least favorite Lois Lane is Amy Adams. Now, this is not to downplay Amy Adams as an actress. I think she is an amazing actress. Have you seen her other movies? Have you seen Junebug? Oh my God, you got to see Junebug. That's her first Oscar nominated role. And she was amazing. She was like, boom. You know, prior to that, she was only known for this girl from Cruel Intentions too. And then, bam, Junebug came along. And then, of course, American Hustle. And this recent one, that Sharp Objects on HBO, got everybody buzzing and talking about it. So Amy Adams is a remarkable, remarkable actress, not to take away from that. But her version of Lois Lane is it's not just bland, but it's silly. it, spoiler alert. Okay, this video contains spoilers, right? I'm sorry, every week I tell you that Rockin' with Rama Screen Live will contain spoilers. And so, for example, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. How the hell did she get from one part of the town all the way to the other side of the town just in time to see, um, or to console, just in time to console and to comfort Superman, who had just killed Zod in what seems to be like a public library or some setting, uh, like it. So I was like, there's all that consistency, and also Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice. Oh my god, the whole thing with the staff that she did with it. What is going on with this Lois Lane? All right, she rarely fights back too. She doesn't get much of a feisty time, and she doesn't leave a memorable mark. And so that's why Amy Adams is my least favorite Lois Lane. So congratulations to Elizabeth Tullock. Okay, who now plays, or carries the latest mantle for this iconic role, Lois Lane, and hoping the best for her. Hopefully, she does Lois Lane justice. We'll see when the crossover starts in December. All right, let's get to the next topic here. Oh, let's get to the comments real quick. Cindy says, "Hi Rama, love the crossovers." That's right. That's right. Cindy also says about Amy Adams as Lois Lane. She just doesn't fit a Lois Lane. Exactly. Exactly. Right. I mean, not again, not to take away from Amy Adams as an actress. She's incredible. She's an incredible human being, as from what I hear. I've never actually met her. But when you see her, it's like that. It doesn't scream out Lois Lane. All right. And the whole thing with Lois Lane being way much older than Clark Kent, who's played by Henry Cavill in the movie Man of Steel, I just feel like really. Um, Tyler also left a comment here. Arrow needs to stop trying to be Batman. For reals, man. What is up with this? It's so gloomy and emo, and oh my gosh, so depressing, right? Um, Tyler says bench for Ruby Rose Batwoman. All right, we'll see. We'll see. Again, I want to give her a shot. All right, I don't want to shoot her down just yet. But right now, I'm with you, Tyler. I'm holding my reservations about Ruby Rose. Tyler also says, too bad the DCEU completely wastes Amy Adams as Lois Lane. For reals, man. Which leads us to the next comment. It's also DCEU related. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, I've already posted my thoughts about Henry Cavill leaving DCEU, leaving Superman this past week when the news broke the web. So go check out the video here on Rama Screen YouTube channel. I can provide the link in the description box below this video right after the show. But I want to go a little bit further, elaborate further. Especially there's some update on the day when the news broke. All right, I think about 12 hours after. You can correct me if I'm wrong. You can check the Instagram account of Henry Cavill. But about 12, 13, he posted a video of himself. uh, he was like holding a Superman figurine. Yeah, he's holding a Superman figurine in this video, and with a very silly song in the background. And everybody's going wild. At least from the comments I read on that Instagram post, like, oh, does this mean you're still Superman? Or it's like, what is this cryptic messages about? Like what's going on? Like, if you're leaving, why did you post this video of you or of yourself holding a Superman figurine? Well, to me, my theory is I think that's his way of saying goodbye to Superman. I may be reading too much into it, but that's my take. I mean, like, it's not like Henry Cavill posted that video and saying, like, kind of like his way of, gotcha. You fell for it, you suckers. I'm still Superman. I doubt that is why he posted that video. But it was very cryptic, all right, very mysterious until he himself speaks out as to what that video actually means. The speculation, the theorizing continues among the fans. Um, I want to read to you what Nicolas Cage said. um, what Nicolas Cage said in response to Henry Cavill leaving Superman. Now, for those of you, my fellow Superman fans or fellow comic book superhero fans in general, you would recall that Nicolas Cage was supposed to play Superman in the 90s in the now defunct or then defunct, it's been defunct for a while, project called Superman Lives. It was supposed to be directed by Tim Burton, and the script was provided by Geekmeister Kevin Smith. So, and you can see images from the set of Superman Lives, pre-production images of Nicolas Cage having long hair for the role. You can see the costume that they had for Superman Lives, and so, but the project never took off. It got canceled, um, and so Nicolas Cage is now sharing his opinion about Henry Cavill as Superman. Um, keeping in mind also before I read his comment that Nicolas Cage, well-known comic book aficionado. That guy collects comic books like no other. All right, it's a known fact. It's not even a secret. So he's much as of a geek. He's much of a geek meister as Kevin Smith or anybody you know. All right, so here's his quote, and I'm getting this excerpt from comicbook.com. This is Nicolas Cage telling IndieWire in response to Henry Cavill leaving Superman. And I quote, I thought Henry Cavill was a very good Superman, and I liked the anger that he brought to the role. There's certainly a character there that has aspects that have not yet been seen before. All the feelings of alienness. How am I going to fit into society? Maybe if I become a hero, everyone will love me, even though I'm a freak. All that stuff really wasn't tapped into the character. He's quite vulnerable. This is Nicolas Cage responding to the question of who does he think or his opinion about what the next Superman will be. Uh, all that stuff really wasn't tapped into in the character. He's quite vulnerable. I don't know who should do it, but best of luck to them. Um, Nicolas Cage also went on to say that in order to, the next director or the next filmmaker that the WB is going to cast, whenever that is, to make another Superman movie, has to be able to create worlds. And Nicolas Cage said that Tim Burton still should be a candidate, should be a consideration for that filmmaker. Um, and then Nicolas Cage was asked, "Hey, how about you? How about you be playing Superman again?" Well, before we get to his quote, I want to say not to be ageist, but I think his time has passed for Nicolas Cage to play Superman. But here's his quote: "I'd love to, but they have to invite me. I've kind of gone in this other happy with this little world that I have. I think it's been a mutually successful relationship. Little world, is that euphemism for making movies that go straight to VOD, Nicolas Cage? What's up, man?" All joking aside, Nicolas Cage is an Oscar winner. Even though his better days are behind him, I will always have that memory of him in that movie where he recites the alphabets. Do you remember that? A B C D E F G A 5. Oh man, whenever I feel down or whenever I there's nothing much to do going on, let me go to YouTube and watch something funny and laugh out loud. One of the videos I always go to, or I often go to, is Nicolas Cage losing his shit. It's a compilation of Nicolas Cage losing his shit in all kinds of movies because that's his signature style, signature mark. Um, so yeah, Nicolas Cage. Do I think he would have made a good Superman in the movie Superman Lives? We'll never know. We'll never know. I as a Superman fan, I really don't have Nicolas Cage on the top of my list. Not even like top 10, of people that I want to see playing Superman. All right, maybe he's among your top 10, but not mine. All right. So a part of me is kind of relieved that Nicolas Cage never got to play the role because I don't know if I want to see that. Um, he did, however, voice Superman in the animated movie Teen Titans Go to the Movies, and that's fine. That's fine. It's voice acting. That's a whole other game, another ball. So, um, but do I want to see Cage as Superman? Not really. Not really. Which brings me to my last point before we get to the next topic. I do have a list of who I want to be at least potentially considered for the role of Superman. Now that Henry Cavill is gone with a question mark, hence that cryptic video. um, I would love to see Tom Welling as Superman. Now I know Tom Welling is like known as the Smallville teenager Superman, but at the end of Smallville, he became a Superman. He came into his own, it's like with that John in the season finale. I love that. Um, I don't know if Tom Welling has a big screen persona though. He has. I don't know if he has that movie star charm. He's more of a TV actor. Some people are just like that. Some actors are the TV actors. They don't necessarily translate to the big screen, or they don't transition really well. So, but I'm throwing Tom Welling into the ring anyway as a possible option. The next one is Matt Bomer. Matt Bomer. He's the actor from the series White Collar. Do you remember that White Collar? Um, Pretty cool series on USA Network some time ago. I used to watch it regularly because he always wears like all kinds of nice suits in that show. And I believe if I'm not mistaken, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but Matt Bomer actually auditioned for the role of Superman until ultimately he got beaten out by Henry Cavill. The next one is John Hamm. Wouldn't it be awesome to see John Hamm as Superman? Now, I always say that if John Hamm was 20 years younger, he would have made the perfect Superman. But hey, if they, as in the filmmakers and producers and WB, if they go for a story that requires a much older Superman, like George Reeves Superman older, I think John Hamm could definitely deliver that one. Um, what do you think, John Hamm as Superman? Next one is Army Hammer. Now, Army Hammer was supposed to play Batman in George Miller's defunct Justice League movie. Do you remember that? George Miller was supposed to assemble a Justice League movie, a big one. I believe Common was Common was supposed to play Green Lantern, right? So I'm figuring like, hey, Army Hammer has this big, tall stature with the right, he's got the right build. So for a superhero, so even though he couldn't play Batman, maybe you know he could have a shot as Superman. Why not? Why not? Um, so yeah, those are my choices: Tom Welling, Matt Bomer, John Hamm, Army Hammer. Um, Not really Nicolas Cage, but what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Again, the reason the Henry Cavill and WB departed ways is because, at least the way the Hollywood Reporter informed it, Henry Cavill wanted to do The Witcher, you know, and WB wanted Henry Cavill to cameo for Shazam, but Henry Cavill's like, no, I got all these obligations, not just The Witcher, and so WB's like, you know what, let's part ways. That's one excuse. Another source said that WB had actually already planned. They already planned on departing ways from Henry Cavill even before Henry Cavill signed on to The Witcher. So we will never know exactly the reason is until Henry Cavill writes some kind of a quintessential memoir, a tell-all book. Until then, again, as I said, the speculation and the theorizing among the fans continues. All right. Before we get to the next topic, let's go to the comment real quick here. Cindy Honan says, "Who do you think make a great next new Superman?" I mentioned the names earlier. Either Tom Welling, Matt Bomer, Armie Hammer, or John Hamm. Those are my choices. Cindy says, "No Nick Cage for Superman. He doesn't fit that role." Yes, really, right? For reals, man. If I get to by some kind of a lucky number, or if the universe is kind to me that they give me that I get granted an interview with Tim Burton, that would be one of the questions I would ask Tim Burton. I was like, why did you cast Nicolas Cage as Superman in your then project Superman Lives? What do you see in Nicolas Cage? I'm sure Tim Burton has mentioned that before to other press, but I would love to see him explaining it to me straight up, because I just don't see it, man. I just don't see Nicolas Cage as Superman, just like you, Cindy. Cindy also went on to say, yes, Tom Welling, but would he fit for today's audience? That is the question. Yeah, and as I said earlier too, he doesn't have that necessarily have that big screen persona. Tyler says, in 3 movies, Henry Cavill Superman had an origin story, died, and then was immediately resurrected. Cage is only 8 years older than Affleck. That's true. 8 years older than Affleck. But remember, Tyler, WB is also planning on replacing Ben Affleck for the Matt Reeves Batman movie. So I guess they're not going with an older Batman anymore. Why would they go for an older Superman? To your Nicolas Cage's point. Tyler went on to say, 10 years on Smallville and Tom Welling refused to put on the Superman costume. I'm still salty. Yeah. Did you see the season finale or the series finale episode of Smallville, Tyler? Because he did I emphasize kind of or sort of. Tom Welling did kind of wore the Superman suit, and the Superman suit looked like the Brandon Routh Superman Return suit. I kid you not, it looks exactly like it, because it was only a few years ago, or a few years prior. The series finale was 2011. Superman Returns was 2006. So they were basing off of that Superman costume. So he wore it just for a few brief scenes, but it was like you don't get to see you don't get to see close-up shots of Tom Welling in that Superman suit. It was like far off distance. He was trying to save the airplane from a catastrophe. So I was like, yeah, I totally get you though, Tyler. It's like, really, you never wore the Superman suit, and you finally wore the Superman suit, but we don't really get to see it really. So that is still upsetting. Definitely upsetting. So Tyler says, break the internet and cast Henry Golding as Superman. How about that, folks? Would you be down for the idea? Would you be down with the idea of Henry Golding, the lead actor from the movie Crazy Rich Asians, as the new Superman? Now, as I mentioned in previous videos, I would love to see Henry Golding as James Bond. I think he's got the suave, and I think he's also half British, right? So that kind of like, if British is a requirement, he kind of falls under that. So he can pull off a great James Bond. I don't know about Superman, but I tell you this much, Tyler. I would rather see Henry Golding as Superman than Nicolas Cage as Superman. I might get a lot of flag from fans for saying that, but fuck it. I don't want to see Nicolas Cage as live action Superman. I may be alone on that. All right, so next topic. We're making good time here. Oscars, this is a quick one. The Academy Awards, Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences decided to postpone or delay having Best Popular Film category at their Oscars ceremony. It was supposed to be part of the ceremony, the upcoming ceremony in 2019. You know, and I've shared with you my thoughts about how stupid this whole Best Popular Film category is. So I'm not gonna repeat myself again. You can watch the video there. But when this news hit the web last week, all right, during Toronto Film Festival, that the Academy decides not to present Best Popular Film category at the upcoming 91st Oscars, my reaction was relieved. I was happy. I was like, oh, thank God. There, there are some reasonable people there after all. That's a good thing. All right, come on, come on. Best Popular Film. You're just downgrading the whole classiness of Oscars by having that category. Like you're not supposed to be an MTV Movie Awards or People's Choice Awards, people. So let me read to you here their press release. I didn't get to cover this last week because I was at Long Beach Comic Con, and so I want to make sure I get this real quick, because I'm just happy. I'm happy that this decision happens. Uh, I'm quoting from the press release that they sent to my inbox. While remaining committed to celebrating a wide spectrum of movies, the Academy announced that it will not present the new Oscars category at the upcoming 91st Awards. The Academy recognized that implementing any new award 9 months into the year creates challenges for films that have already been released. True. Yeah, that's one of the many problems about that category. But I'll take it. I'll take it if they want to use that as their excuse to not present it. I'll take that. I'll take it. Uh, I continue here. The Board of Governors continues to be actively engaged in discussions and will examine and seek additional input regarding this category. Um, Changes to the 91st Oscars include restructuring and shortening the length of the telecast to only 3 hours. To honor all 24 awards categories, 6 to 8 categories will be presented live in the Dolby Theater during commercial breaks. The winning moments will then be edited and aired later in the broadcast. Yeah, I feel so bad for the short films categories, man. It's like if you win, if you are a short filmmaker, you win an Oscar, and you present the speech, right? The people in the shrine or the auditorium, they get to see you, live, just to hear the speech. But your mom, your dad, your parents, your family members at home, they won't get to see it. They will only get to see montage of you and the other fellow short filmmakers, just like boop boop boop, like a well edited. I feel like it's short films now is a stepchild. I don't even know. I would have with this decision. I would prefer it if they just take short films out and put it in the Governor's Ball Awards or something like that, or some, you know, com- have them join the technical category because they have a separate ceremony for that. Why have them be at the Sunday's event if you're not going to really honor them? If you're going to treat them like a stepchild, it's just rude, and to me it's insulting. At least in my opinion. Short filmmakers, they don't have a lot of budget. They don't have studio backing. They uh, their films are independent, and especially documentary shorts. The subjects are what they're passionate about, and I just don't see it fair that they're treated this way. But that's the Oscars decision. So it's gonna stand. But I'll take a win when I can take a win, and the win is this right now is that Best Popular Film will not be part of the ceremony, and yeah, thank goodness. Hopefully it stays out. Hopefully no. Hopefully it's not like, oh, we'll go back to discussing this further and examining it. No. Let's hopefully this leads to like out best popular film no longer being discussed as a potential category. But we'll see next year. We'll see about that. All right. So before we move on to the next category here, um, Cindy says, I thought Brandon Routh was good, but he is on Legends of Tomorrow. That's right. Brandon Routh is now on Legends of Tomorrow, one of my favorite shows on the Arrowverse. He plays Adam. All right. He can shrink, he can go giant. He's like the Ant-Man of television. um, Tyler Calvert said about the best popular film topic, there goes my hopes for the Meg winning an Oscar. Oh my god. I was like, why? Why the Meg? Uh, wouldn't it be hilarious? Wouldn't it be hilarious if the Meg filmmakers go up the stage to accept their Oscar win for best popular film? I'd be like, oh, this is so embarrassing. As a movie fan, I'll be face palming. Like, no, I can't believe we're alive to see this. What's up, Robert? Robert says, hey, Rama. Hey, everyone. Um, and Cindy says, sometimes short films are the best. Exactly. And I see those short films, not just at film festivals, but sometimes the publicists of those filmmakers would send me the screener links to those. Man, I kid you not, they're pretty good quality. Some of those short films. Um, so again, I feel really, really bad the fact that the Academy Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences are trying to pander, because it's like, oh, because we lost a lot of viewership last year. What can we do? Oh, let's just insult short film category in hopes that the people who don't watch our show are gonna watch our show. It's like, why? Why are you trying to pander to get those viewers? Why not? Why don't you pander to us? We're the ones who watch it regularly every year. We watch the Oscars because we love movies. Why pander to a group of audiences that are not gonna care about your show anyway? So I don't get that at all. So, all right, next topic here. Tyler says Dwayne Johnson films will be guaranteed a nomination every year for most popular film Oscar, including Skyscraper. Oh my goodness, Skyscraper and The Meg. Oh, for best popular films category, the nominees are Skyscraper and The Meg. Those are the front runners. That would be amazing. All right, before to get my last final topic of the day. Thank you again, all you guys, for tuning in to Rockin' It with Rama Screen Live every Sunday at 3 p.m. Pacific time, right here, live at youtube.com/Rama Screen 1. My second to last topic. This is gonna be a heavy one. This happened last week, I believe. This broke the news during Toronto Film Festival, because The Predator actually premiered at Toronto Film Festival, and so this news been rolling out since then. Olivia Munn shared a screen time on The Predator with a sex offender. And the moment she found out about that, she got pissed. And she informed 20th Century Fox, hey, what is up with this? Nobody told me that I did this scene with a freaking sex offender. I would have said no. And 20th Century Fox, understood why she got pissed about it. And so 20th Century Fox ultimately cut that scene out of the movie. So if you watch The Predator that comes out this weekend, if you have watched it in theaters, you will not, if you're trying to look, oh, where's that? It's not there. It's already cut out of the movie. And thanks to Fox axed it. It's a scene that included a guy named Steven Wilder Striegel, and he acted alongside the star of the film, Olivia Munn. Striegel is a friend of Shane Black. Shane Black is the director of The Predator. He also directed Iron Man 3. And he also he was one of the stars in the original Predators movie. And so Stephen Wilder Striegel is Shane Black's friend, and Striegel is a registered sex offender. So in 2010, he pled guilty to two felonies: risk of injury to a child and enticing a minor by computer. And that minor at the time was 14 years old. Her name was Paige Carnes. And Paige um, released a statement uh, pretty much thanking Olivia Munn for standing up uh, and for standing up on behalf of her and for standing up to that Striegel dude. Let me read to you what Paige said here, and I quote: "I'm also eternally grateful for Olivia Munn's action. She spoke up for me. She took a stance for me. In turn, she stood for all who have suffered like I have. To be acknowledged by a stranger on a public platform about this issue is incredibly empowering." So, and Shane Black himself has released an apology. Now, what's funny is that Shane Black also gave Striegel roles not just in The Predator, but Shane Black's other movie, Iron Man 3, and his other movie, Nice Guys. Remember Nice Guys? It was Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. So he's Shane Black's close bud, man. Okay, before I read his apology, I just want to say that coming from Shane Black's perspective or point of view, he's probably thinking like, "Oh, it's one of my best buds. He's probably already sorry for what he's done. You can't punish him forever. Let's give him a second. I'm gonna give him that second chance. Powerful, influential filmmaker. I'll be the guy who give him this actor a second chance." So he's been giving Striegel's roles here and there. Um, I'm guessing, if I were to speculate, I don't know all the details. Maybe Shane like, "Hey, can I get a scene with Olivia Munn? I'm a big fan of hers." And then Shane's like, "All right, let me write you in, into the script." And what's funny is that I read that Striegel's role in The Predator, his character was this guy who hits on Olivia Munn's character. So it's very flirtatious kind of character. It's just like, oh, that adds to the extra already creepy situation that we're in. So Shane Black's apology. Let me read to you here. I quote: "Having read this morning's news reports, it has sadly become clear to me that I was misled by a friend that I really wanted to believe was telling me the truth when he described the circumstances of his conviction. I believe strongly in giving people second chances, but sometimes you discover that chance is not as warranted as you may have hoped. After learning more about the affidavit, transcripts, and additional details surrounding Strigel's sentence, I am deeply disappointed in myself. I apologize to all those past and present I've let down by having Steve around them without giving them a voice in the decision." So that's Shane Black's apology about with regards to the sex offender Steve Strigel's involvement in The Predator. About this, if I were Olivia Munn, yeah, hell yeah, I would be pissed. I mean, like, if you guys recall, last year, Olivia Munn was one of the women who came forward, um, revealing that scum of the earth, Brett Ratner. How slimy he is. I mean, Olivia Munn literally masturbated in front of her when she was trying to deliver a meal to his trailer. That's nasty. Okay. Now, again, just as I said for Louis C.K. in the video I did for Louis C.K., like, if you want to jack off on your own time in your own um, private home, whatever, close. Uh, just do it on your own. Fine, do it in your time. Nobody wants. I don't want to see it. Nobody wants to see it. Right? Forcing somebody else or without their consent to watch you or ask like, hey, you want to watch? Like nobody wants to do that, man. Nobody wants to see you masturbate. Louis C.K. or Brett Ratner. Um, so I was like, really? Now I have a sex offender that acted with me. I was like, come on, when does this end? Not to make a funny thing about it, but I feel so bad for Olivia Munn. Like this happens to her again after Brett Ratner crap. So yeah, this is not a very nuanced kind of issue. I'm on the side of Olivia Munn on this. So will this hurt Shane Black's career? I don't know, but judging by the numbers of the Predator at the box office this weekend, all right, maybe it has a factor, or maybe the reason why this 88 million dollar budgeted movie only made 24 million dollars this weekend, probably because word got out of how terrible the movie actually is. So maybe partly because of that, maybe partly because people read the news and was like felt disgusted about what Shane Black did to Olivia Munn. Um, but here's the thing. Also, I found out when I was researching about this. Apparently, there's no law in California preventing sex offenders from getting a job. Right? If they want to get a job, that's fine. They can do so. But the law states that they have to announce themselves. So they have to make sure the people around them or the the employer that they want to have a job at, that they know that they are sex offenders. So you can't keep that a secret. All right, announcing that you are a sex offender, registered sex offender, that is part of the punishment. Unfortunately, um, if you ask me, hey Rama, do they have to live with that for the rest of their lives? Because people will have difficulties finding jobs if they have that in their resume. I'm the wrong person to ask. All right, I'm not a guy from the criminal justice background. I'm not a lawyer, but as the law stands, that's how it's supposed to be done. So that's another topic or discussion that we can all have in another outlet. But back to this, yeah, it's wrong for Shane Black to keep that a secret, um, and that does seem to be the excuse that he has for having Steve Striegel in his movies. From his apology, Shane Black, you can draw a conclusion like Shane Black is like, hey, I thought he was saying me that he's good now, and that his 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 sentence was not as bad. It's kind of like that club owner that brought back Louis C.K. Last month. His excuse like, oh, we don't want to keep Louis C.K. in the doghouse forever, right? I mean, the guy's talented. He's a comedian. Let's, he feels most alive on the stage. We can't take that away from him. And I was like, really? What about his victims? It's like you're empathizing with Louis C.K. when there's no. It's like, oh, doesn't he suffer enough? All his shows are taken away from him. Like, he's still a millionaire. He's still famous. I don't see how that is. If you want to talk about accountability, that seems mild for me. It's like, oh yeah, he gets dropped from FX and Netflix and all that. Okay, that's fine, but it's still good. I mean, the Emmys hasn't like withdraw, their awards from him. So this whole trying to rationalize Steven Striegel and Louis C.K. and the likes of them, or Brett Ratner, like, if there's no accountability, then they should stay in the doghouse. Otherwise, let's have an accountability, or otherwise, don't have them um, back on the spotlight like nothing ever happened, because that would bring back trauma for these victims. And obviously, Olivia Munn and other actors like her they do not want to share a scene with any pervs or sex offenders. So yeah, to all the Shane Blacks out there, you probably mean well because he's your bud, but yeah, don't jeopardize your career, you know, on giving them a chance. All right, because you might be the one that's gonna end up in the doghouse or the career jail if you're trying to rationalize your friend's behavior. So that's my take on it. What do you guys think? I know it's a kind of heavy topic, but I want to make sure that I get this addressed before the next week's episode of Rockin' It with Rama Screen Live. So share your thoughts in the comment section below. Um, Let me get to the comments here on the live chat. Tyler Calvert says Olivia Munn is the true predator killer. That's right. It's interesting how, not to belittle or to make fun, but she basically shared a screen with a predator, a sexual predator in a predator movie, in a movie called Predator. So that's kind of wacky to seeing it. Cindy says, I don't blame her. They should be upfront with her the way she could have decided for herself. That's right. I couldn't have said that better, Cindy. Thank you. You took the words out of my mouth. Very well said. Well spoken there. Um, so, and Tyler says they should have just done a sequel to Predators. But yeah, if you want to go to the movie is terrible, guys. I hope you guys don't waste your ticket money, to see the Predator this weekend. Please, just save it for the next better movie out there, okay? Because even the third act of the Predator and that twist ending just pisses me off, man. It's such a lame film. You might want to watch it for the laughs, fine, but don't watch it for the quality because it's not there. All right, last topic before I say goodbye to you guys today. Real quick, I want to share with you what my thoughts about my first Halloween Horror Nights experience. This past Friday, I got to cover Halloween Horror Nights for the first time, and you know what? That was also my first time at the Halloween Horror Nights experience because I've been to Universal Studios many, many times over the years, but never during Halloween season. So when I got the invite, I was like, "Holy crap! Yay!" I got to do Halloween Horror Nights for free. The red carpet opening night was fun. Well, fun is not the right word to say it. Okay, my experience is actually the right way to describe it is it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. All right. The red carpet part was kind of disappointing, but I'm not upset. I'm not begrudgingly or like I'm not holding a grudge about it. The reason is because it's a huge red carpet, freaking huge, man. They have lots of stars, but they place me all the way in the back. Now, why am I not upset? Because I totally get it. I'm not Mario Lopez. I'm not Access Hollywood. I'm not Entertainment Tonight. I'm not Collider. I'm not those guys. So, or Rotten Tomatoes. So I totally get it. No, I'm not gonna be complaining, being placed in the back. But with that comes also the realization or the acceptance of the fact that because once I get into that, once I walked into the red carpet and saw my spot on the red carpet, that it says Rama Screen on the bottom, it's like way in the back. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get any talent. This is what it means. And well, not getting any talent will be an exaggerated word or overstatement. I did get a few talents, but not Jamie Lee Curtis, not the Stranger Things cast, not the big, the big A-listers. And that's fine. I got to interview Dwight Little. I got to interview Zach McGowan. I'm a big fan of Zach's from Black Sails. And some, I think, Poltergeist actors from the Poltergeist original movie. So I got those sound bites, and it's fine. So it's yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm not complaining. I'm not upset because it's my first one, and I got in for free to the maze. So I gotta look at it that way, guys. I gotta, knowing, being a small YouTuber, being a small blogger, there's only so much battles that I could be willing to go through, and there will be more things that I'm like, yeah, well, this is just how it's gonna be. That's fine. I know what I'll take what I can get, with the viewership that I have and the traffic that I do have. So I don't have, the the kind of right or to like, hey, why am I not in the front? I can't say that, obviously. So, but I'm grateful at least to Universal Studios for allowing me to be part of the maze that comes afterwards. So the mazes, there are about, I want to say about five mazes, right? There's Bloomhouse, there's Poltergeist, there's Stranger Things, there's Jabberwocky, there's Halloween maze. Uh, I only got to experience the Bloomhouse and the Poltergeist mazes, and they were pretty scary fun. I must say, they were pretty scary fun. You I shared my reaction videos from inside those mazes to Rama Screen patrons. So exclusive Rama Screen patrons on patreon.com/Rama Screen. So if you want to see those videos, it's if you they are there on patreon.com/Rama Screen. But you can see me after coming out. I was like, oh my god, that was so scary, because those mazes were very well staged by the great John Murdy, who is the architect of Halloween Horror Nights every year at Universal Studios Hollywood. Him and his team, man, they are incredible. They get down to the details. It's as if you're in the Stranger Things universe. It's as if you find yourself in that poltergeist house. That even the TV looks authentic. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like you're in the movie. So kudos to John Murdy's team. Um, I had a great experience with the mazes, but the red carpet part was kind of disappointing. So again, it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. I'm not like, oh, rah rah rah, but I'm not like, oh, I'm feeling sad about it either. So it's right in the moment, right in the middle. I mean, so so that's my first Halloween Horror Nights experience. Um, will I return next year? We'll see. We'll see. Depending on the budget, depending on the time, depending on what I do in that month. But I do want to recommend you guys, if you guys have the money to spend, because the ticket to Universal Studios is quite pricey, guys. Just like tickets to Disneyland and tickets to all the theme parks, they're not cheap. But if you guys can afford it, yeah, go enjoy Halloween Horror Nights. It'll be there till Halloween, starting now till Halloween, the end of October. Enjoy the mazes. Um, Another thing, lastly, before I end this, just prepare for the long lines. There will be long lines for those mazes. All right. I feel kind of like grateful that I have the press badge to let me kind of cut to the front of the line. But as I see all the fans standing in line for waiting for just one maze, and the maze itself, the experience, even though they're scary, each of them, I want to say you can go through them or finish them probably within 5 minutes tops. 5 minutes tops. Um, so there's no fast pass for each line as well. So just prepare for that. All right, it might get hot. Prepare for some water, or it might get cold at night if you go at night. Prepare some jacket, because you'll be standing in a long line. So you have that to consider. It's like, would it be worth my paying the ticket for standing in long lines to go through 5 minute maze? That's up to you. It's your decision to make. All right, that's it. Um, Let me go to the comments here. Cindy Honan says, and your reviews of The Predator help too. Oh, okay. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Uh, Tyler says, you mean that Power Ranger Iron Man suit that'll take on the Predator next movie? What is up with that suit? When Boyd Holbrook says, when Boyd Holbrook says in that scene, like, that's my suit. I was like, no, you did not just say the cheesiest line ever. I hate that scene. Mick Rock Movie Review says, Yeah, same with me. I'll take what I'll get with views and subs and stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. Make rock movie reviews. We take what we can get. We're just grateful that we got the opportunity. The opportunity is thrown our way. Mick Rock Movie Review says, I've been to Universal Studios. It's fantastic. I would rather go to Disney World though, because there's a lot more to do there. Yep, I've been to Disney World in Florida a couple of times, and you're right. And it's more spacious there. They have more stuff to. If they want to build stuff like the Avatar world that they have, they can do so because they have more space in Florida. So much swamp that they could turn into another theme attraction. Um, Tyler says, let them all know next year that Rama Screen is the next big thing. Hopefully so, Tyler. Hopefully, hopefully the channel and the website grow bigger next year, and hopefully Rama Screen will get treated differently on the red carpet. Positively, more significantly. So yeah, from your lips to God's ears, my friend. Um, Tyler says, I hope Boyd Holbrook says it's morphin time before using the Predator killer suit. uh, Tyler, you cracked me up, brother. We got to do another collabo video again, Tyler. Definitely. By the way, guys, before I go check out Tyler and my collab videos. We did two. Yeah, we did two collab videos. One of them is about shark movies. And yeah, we were just cracking up throughout the entire video. So check them out right here on Ramaskin YouTube channel. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the weekly show, Rocking It with Rama Screen Live. And make sure you tune in next Sunday, 3 p.m. Pacific time, as always. Again, tomorrow is the Primetime Emmy Awards. Next week is also LA Film Festival. I'll be having a lot of interview coverage from there. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, ring the bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. And lastly, if you can support Rama Screen, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. Patreon.com/ramascreen. $2 or $3 can go a long way per month. And I do a lot. I interview celebrities. I cover film festivals, Comic Cons. I do early movie reviews. I get so yeah, and your help will be much, much appreciated. So again, patreon.com/ramascreen. And as always, let's rock this.